Have you ever wondered why people around the world speak different languages? Why do some people say hello, others say hola, others say bonjour, and others say konnichiwa? Today, we're traveling thousands of years into the past, back to a time when everyone on Earth spoke the same language. A time when people worked together on one of the biggest building projects in history. A tower so tall, they wanted it to reach the heavens. This is the amazing story of the Tower of Babel. Let's begin. A long time after Noah, his family left the ark and started a new life. The rain had stopped. The flood was over. The rainbow reminded everyone of God's promise. Noah's children had children. Their children had more children. And slowly, the earth began to fill with people again. Families grew bigger. Groups became larger. And new communities began to form. At this time, everyone had something very special in common. They all spoke the same language. Everyone could understand each other perfectly. Imagine traveling anywhere in the world, and everyone you meet understands every single word you say. No translation, no confusion, no language barriers. Everyone could work together easily. And because they could communicate so well, they were able to do incredible things. One day, a large group of people traveled together. They walked across wide lands. They crossed fields and valleys, until they discovered a place called Shinar. It was a large open area, perfect for building. The people looked around and thought, this is a great place to live. They decided to stop moving and build a city. But they didn't want to build just any city. They wanted to build something that no one had ever seen before. Something huge, something amazing, something that would make everyone remember them. The people said, come on, let's build a great city. And let's build a tower so tall that it reaches the heavens. They were talking about the Tower of Babel, the biggest project they had ever imagined. The people were excited. They began working. They collected materials. They shaped bricks. They prepared everything they needed. Brick by brick, the tower started growing. Higher, and higher, and higher. Everyone worked together. Some people made bricks. Some people carried supplies. Some people designed the tower. Some people built the walls. The sound of construction filled the city every day. Everyone had a job. Everyone had a purpose. From far away, the tower must have looked incredible. But there was a problem. A very big problem. The problem wasn't the tower itself. Building things isn't bad. Working together isn't bad. Creating amazing things isn't bad. God gave humans creativity and intelligence. The problem was inside their hearts. The people weren't building the tower to honor God. They were building it to honor themselves. They said, let's make a great name for ourselves. They wanted everyone to see how powerful they were, how important they were, how amazing they were. They started thinking only about themselves. Instead of saying, look what God helped us do, they thought, look what we can do without God. They became proud, and pride can make people forget what really matters. Imagine if someone gave you an amazing gift, maybe a beautiful painting set, and you learned how to create incredible art. But then you said, I did everything myself. I don't need anyone. You would forget about the person who gave you the gift. That's what was happening. God had given people their abilities, their minds, their creativity, their strength, their teamwork. But they forgot him. God saw the city. He saw the tower. And most importantly, he saw their hearts. God knew that if they continued this way, their pride would only grow. They would keep moving farther away from him. So God decided to do something unexpected. Something that would change human history forever. Remember, everyone spoke the same language. Everyone understood each other. But suddenly, something changed. A builder picked up a brick and said, can you pass me that tool? But his friend looked confused. What? He didn't understand. Another person asked for more supplies. But the workers around him didn't know what he was saying. Suddenly, different sounds filled the city. People were speaking new languages. One person spoke one way. Another spoke another way. Families and groups who shared the same language gathered together. The builders couldn't finish their work. Imagine trying to build a giant tower, but nobody understands the instructions. One person says, put the brick here. Another person thinks, bring more water. Another thinks, go over there. Everything became confusing. The great project stopped. The giant tower remained unfinished. The city became known as Babel, a name connected with confusion. The people who once stayed together began spreading across the earth. Some traveled north. Some traveled south. Some traveled east. Some traveled west. They discovered new lands. They built new homes. They formed new nations. And over time, different cultures grew. Different traditions developed. Different languages filled the world. And that's why today our world has so many different languages. But the story of Babel isn't just about languages. It's about something much deeper. It's about remembering that everything we have comes from God. Our talents, our creativity, our intelligence, our ability to build and create. All of these are gifts. God doesn't want us to stop dreaming big. He doesn't want us to stop creating. He doesn't want us to stop working together. Actually, God loves when people use their gifts for good. But He wants us to remember Him. Because pride says, "It's all about me." But humility says, "Thank you, God, for what you've given me." Think about your own talents. Maybe you're great at drawing. Maybe you love music. Maybe you're good at sports. Maybe you enjoy helping others. Maybe you are creative and full of ideas. Those abilities are wonderful. But the story of Babel reminds us to use our gifts with a humble heart. To help, to love, to create good things, and to remember God. Many years after Babel, something amazing happened. During a special moment called Pentecost, God helped people from many different languages understand a message about Jesus. At Babel, languages separated people. But through God's love, people could come together again. Because God's plan has always been about bringing people closer to Him. The Tower of Babel teaches us that the biggest towers, the greatest buildings, and the most amazing creations are nothing compared to having a heart that follows God. Being kind matters more than being famous. Helping others matters more than showing off. And loving God matters more than trying to prove we are the greatest. So next time you hear someone speaking a different language, remember the Tower of Babel. Remember that our world is filled with different people, different cultures, different voices. But we are all created and loved by the same God. Thank you for joining us on another amazing Bible adventure. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Bible Toons, and ring the bell so you never miss a new animated Bible story. Next time, we'll discover the incredible journey of Abraham, a man who trusted God and followed Him into the unknown. We'll see you in the next Bible adventure. God bless you.